How did I not know? All right, going live with 3. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the King of Anime podcast for October 9th of 2023. That's right. I finally know the day this week. This is, of course, the podcast, that the only podcast on the entire internet where we all do cocaine.
I don't.
What?
I think that's a lie.
Speak for yourself, see? I do not do that.
You don't?
The only Coke I have is Coca-Cola. And that's usually when I mix my drinks.
I mean, I only do it on the weekends.
There you go.
Well, it's Monday, so...
Yeah,
No.
so that's the day. I'm clean.
LAN game BR? LAN game? LAN game?
No. That's Ian Gamer. I know this because when I added him the other day, I tried to do the L, and that didn't work. So it's a capital I. That's Ian Gamer.
Okay, Ian Gamer and Decrepit Storm. What's up, you guys? QRW6 says, "What up, KOA? Been watching Bastard on Netflix. Chad levels of energy is all I can say about this anime, and it's been entertaining."
I might check that out. I like Chad levels.
Yeah.
I have some Chad levels myself.
Really?
Yeah. You know how there's like Chad level 10 for like the highest, and then there's Chad level 1 for like
Level 99
Steve
Mafia
Urkel
boss?
or something. Sure.
Steve
I was thinking
Urkel-
more Steve Urkel.
Steve
Heidi
Urkel
ho,
is
neighbors.
he's like on 1 HP constantly. You could trip and you die.
Yeah. It's only when he becomes Stefan Urkel that he has Chad level 10. Yeah, he's something else. I'm almost done with Family Matters, by the way.
Light Roller says, "Shout out Taiga."
Boo.
Yuck.
I just want to say for a moment, give our fan Taiga a shout out. Yeah. Ian says, "Best anime this season is 100 Girlfriends, hands down."
Oh my god, I've heard about that anime.
Isn't that the one where
I haven't seen it.
Isn't it like 100 girlfriends that really, really, really love you or something like that?
Yeah, it's got like 4 or 5 reallys.
Jesus Christ.
It's a harem, and maybe Ian can explain it better than me, but from what I've heard is that he makes a wish saying that he wants girls to like him, and then gets the Axe body spray treatment where all these girls just want his dick. And it's horrible.
Fun for him, horrible for us.
Yeah, we won't be watching.
Or will we?
Oh.
Dun.
If we're watching, I'm gonna miss that day.
Decrepit Storm says, "Greatest shout out I've ever heard." What do you mean? No, listen. Let me give you an example shout out for Decrepit Storm. This is a great shout out. I just want to say thank you to Decrepit Storm. That's about it.
That's it?
Damn.
Boo. Do we have a boo?
Yeah, we have.
There we go.
Yep.
Zashawn
We
says,
need
"Hi,
a
everyone." Hello, Zashawn.
We need a tomato button.
Yeah.
Ian says he can give us a synopsis for the first episode. Yes. Please.
Sure. I'm never going to watch it, but go ahead. I'm curious.
So while Ian does that, I wanted to bring up a couple things to EA and Satsuki, and I wanted to let you guys kind of hear some of my ideas that I had. I had this idea where, not every week, but it would be like, I don't know. Well, basically the segment would be like our weekly top 10 things. Like if we have like, we can work throughout like the season on like a top 10 list of, that week. if we feel like we're light on something, or I think it would be great as well to turn into content, like actual edited content and stuff. But what do you guys think?
I think it's a horrible idea.
Wow. Wow.
I don't have a problem with it.
What I was gonna say is, I don't know if I could personally do a top 10
Well, we would like.
because my life's not that interesting. Like maybe I could do a 5, maybe even top 3.
Well, what we would do is we would do it like live on the show, and we would like try to figure it out live.
Oh, we're gonna do it live.
Yeah, we'd do it live. That would be the fun
Do
part.
it live.
I don't know, just something I thought of. And
Maybe.
the other thing that I thought of was like a KOA like seasonal guide thing, where like at the beginning and the end of every season, we do like a small segment where we're like, this is the best animes from this season that we've all watched, and you should definitely check out.
Yeah, we do like this KOA survivals guide, like that
Yeah.
one Nickelodeon show. Nasty Classifieds, cool survival guide.
Oh my gosh. I've heard of that show, but I think that was before my time. But I remember that was a thing.
Used to love that show. Good show. We could do something like that, tips to what to avoid this season, what to check out. You have
Anything Light Ruler suggests, stay away. That's tip number 1.
What if like one week it's like he does like really good suggestions, and we pick all the bad shows because he picked all the good shows, and we get bamboozled?
That would be the worst timeline.
But yeah, that was my idea. So Ian
All
says basically this guy is rejected 100 times, then he goes to a shrine to pray, and the god of
my
love
God.
appears, and the god made a mistake when he was filling his papers, so now the MC has 100 soulmates, and if he doesn't get together with the soulmate, that soulmate will end up dead. So it's a story of this guy getting with 100 girls.
So stupid.
I don't even think it's possible to be rejected 100 times.
I mean, yeah, you would have to have somebody that would like take you on. You'd have to have someone that would be like, fine, I'll take you out on a let's even just go on a date just to see if anything happens. But yeah, that's crazy. 100 times. The 100 Light
insane.
Ruler anime you would really, really, really hate. Thank you, Decrepit.
Number 1, Taiga. Number 2,
Wait, what?
Taiga. Number 3,
What are we doing? Did I miss
We're-
something?
the 100 Light Roller anime that you really, really hate.
Oh, okay.
So this
I don't hate
podcast, it would just
Toradora.
be I cry. But do you
I
hate
mean-
Taiga?
I hate
Yeah.
Taiga. I don't really hate Toradora. I think it's just overrated.
There you go.
And I still stick to that notion.
Well, let's go ahead and get into the news.
The news.
We got like a decent bevy of stuff to talk about this week. So who's up first?
I guess I'm sort of up. So all Crunchyroll users rejoice, at least if you live in the States, because Crunchyroll had a settlement because of, I think, a breach in their data or their user privacy. And
Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
yeah. So
I'm a
apparently
user.
everybody is Crunchyroll users in the US are eligible for $30. A payment of $30.
Alright.
So yeah, I don't know how that whole thing is going to work. I don't have a Crunchyroll account. So
Give me my money.
I've
but,
got like 3 Crunchyroll accounts, and one of them I can't cancel because they won't let me log into it.
well,
How's that work?
you can submit your claim. Actually, I could probably just link that in the link that in the chat. I think all you had to provide is your member ID or username or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm engaging in a litigious act.
Clicking on this. I will save that for later.
Yeah, same.
$30. You might as well do it.
Yeah, I want to spend it on. What could I spend it on?
Not much you can spend it on these days.
They own what the fuck was that thing called? Right Stuff now.
Yeah.
So maybe I can get some $30 Right Stuff.
Yeah, so you're going to get like a bookmark.
Bro, Satsuki, today I got in my final order from Right Stuff, and I got 3 volumes of Chainsaw Man. And I ordered 2 mystery items.
See, I feel like that's something that Crunchyroll is going to take away. But go ahead.
What mystery items do you think I got? Because oh my god.
Let's go with let's go with
one's a manga and one's a DVD.
Okay, I was going to go like a figurine or something. Oh, DVD. Let's go X-Harm. X-Harm Blu-ray.
Woo woo.
Close. The DVD is Dante Demon Lord Dante. Episodes 1 through 4.
Not familiar with Mr. Dante.
Me neither.
Well, here's the back of it. Demonic monsters, satanic rituals, and deep family secrets abound.
Nice. Sounds up your alley.
Yeah, it's created by Go Nagai, the guy who created... Wait, what does that mean?
I mean, we summoned you via satanic ritualistic manner, so...
This is very true.
Yeah.
Well, this is made from Go Nagai, the guy who made Devil Man and Cutie Honey.
What a parent.
Upright.
The duality of man.
What do you think is the manga?
I mean, I don't think I'm going to get close. Let's just say, what's something popular? Let's go Bunny Girl light novel. I don't know.
So, volume 8 of Slam Dunk, and it's horribly damaged.
I was going to say, oh, cool, Slam Dunk, but okay.
Volume 8, and it's fucked up.
It is. The top of it's like a portion of it's taken out. You can still read all of it fine. It's just top chunk missing.
Well,
so
maybe they used it to slam dunk or something.
What I was thinking is that Right Stuff probably knows that they're bankrupt and they got, like bought out and everything. So every time they pack something, they're like, motherfucker. And they're just stomping on everything that they're sending out.
I mean, that's basically...
You should check that DVD, see? You might not have gotten the right thing. It's probably a hentai in there.
I mean, Demon Lord Dante, it probably is one. But that's what the $1 mystery box items are. It's literally like surplus stuff. They literally tell you that. So it's literally shit they've had lying around for like decades. Next piece of news, there's 18 new pages of Attack on Titan being created by Hajime Isayama, the original creator. It'll be released in a volume 35. I don't think we talked about this last week, so I wanted to bring it up real quick. I know Satsuki has read the manga. EA, I don't think, has. So what are your thoughts on 18 new pages? What do you think these 18 new pages are going to be? I'm
still not reading it.
I would hope that it's nothing to extend what has already been written. I'm kind of wary on this just because Attack on Titan already having that extra chapter in the aftermath of the final chapter being released. So I don't know what this is going to be, but I feel like if it's going to be something, given how much time it's been, it's probably going to be focused on something that doesn't relate to the ending necessarily, like maybe a what if type of thing, or maybe going to somebody's past. I don't know, but if it continues the ending further than what it already did, I'm not going to be too happy with that.
What if it's like a special episode or a chapter dedicated to Levi cleaning?
We could do that.
Cleaning with Petra and Aaron.
Yep. And you see, you might have gotten your wish.
Oh shit.
That cuck ending that you've always been wanting, he's finally went ahead and
oh my god,
drawn it for you. He's a fan of KOA.
Wow, he is really.
Yep. And now he's writing it for you because he's like, I never would have thought about the cuck ending. I'm gonna make that.
I always knew Isayama was a friend of mine. I just couldn't prove it until today.
He's pulling essentially what One does with One Punch Man, where he'll just rewrite something and just be like, you know what? We're gonna just rewrite this. He just rewrites the ending.
I mean, might as well. Why not? So cuck ending confirmed. There we go. Next bit of news is that Castlevania Nocturne is getting a second season. Have you guys seen Nocturne yet? Or at all?
Nope. I mean, I know it. I heard it's fun and that it's good, and Netflix is really behind it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, there's this thing that's happening on Rotten Tomatoes where a lot of people are review bombing this show for being woke. They're calling it Wokeomania.
Oh, is that the one where people complain that two guys were kissing in it?
They're like, a lot of the complaints mention like,
who cares?
The fact that they're bringing in current politics or something like that into the story.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so like I would have to see it just to see, I guess, what they're referring to. But if it's, I think I saw it where it's like two guys kissing. It's like, who cares?
Yep.
I mean, that word has lost all of its meaning.
Yeah,
seriously,
it means, it can mean anything at this point.
It basically means we just don't like this, and it probably has something to do with minorities in some fashion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess I'll say some news since we're talking about season 2s. I know there's another piece there, but I'll just say this really quick. We get more season 2 announcements recently, and I love it. I'm a huge fan of, I mean, I'd never watched these particular shows or anything, but I'm just happy for the fact that we just keep getting season 2s of things. I remember that just seemed like a pipe dream a long time ago, where you would just get one good season, and then everything else would you'd just be like, oh, if you want to see how it ends, read the manga. But we got this, The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten season 2 has been announced, and The Girl Who Forgot Her Glasses also has a season 2. I don't know if that's what the second show was called. I just kind of like winged it.
Have you seen these shows before?
No. I mean, I maybe watched the one episode of each one, because I always like to just get a little taste. That's what I did this season, was I watched the first episode of so many shows.
Oh, that's really fun, yeah.
Yeah, and I did it that season, and they're pretty much what you expect. You know, girl is really sweet, and the guy's like, oh my god, I love her. I love her.
I freaking love her.
Yep. And the girl that forgot her glasses, like, first of all, someone that wears glasses like me,
same.
How the fuck are you gonna forget them? How are you gonna? I mean, I'll give it to you if you forgot it one day. You can have that. But if you constantly forget your fucking glasses, you need to like get like that LASIK eye surgery done, because you don't deserve to wear glasses.
Yeah, I need to get LASIK really badly. It'll happen eventually, but Last piece of news is Adult Swim's Jason DeMarco. He came out and said that we won't be making any more FLCL. Jason DeMarco, Senior Vice President, Anime and Action Series, Long-Form Department at Warner Bros. Animation and Cartoon Network Studios, stated on Twitter on Friday that while Adult Swim considers FLCL grunge and shoegaze rating successes and is very happy with their performance, the company won't be making any more. DeMarco thanked the fans who helped support the two series and make it a success. I don't know if you guys have watched anything after the first FLCL, but I don't know how they did even more after the first two series that they did a couple of years ago, because it's not good.
Really?
It's very mid sequels.
I've never seen it. The original Fully Cooley was my favorite, and I just never got around to watching the sequels, but I hear the same thing like you said, see, that it's just average. So when I hear that, I'm just kind of like, don't really want to watch it.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate, because when FLCL first announced they were coming back, there was a lot of optimism and hope that, hey, we're gonna, get more of this really awkward and zany thing, and really, I think FLCL was just, it struck while the iron was hot, and once it cooled down, and it wasn't really viable in any other era. I don't think it was just meant for that one moment in time. So unfortunate, but I think a good choice. I think a good decision. I think they tried to bring it back and make it work. It just didn't work, and you could call it a failure. I would say it was a success to a degree, because it was a good kind of check of the temperature of the series. But yeah, that's kind of it.
Not everything is meant to have a sequel.
No.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Unless it's Rent a Girlfriend.
Oh, no.
That
No,
should
Ren-
never. The series that should not be made.
They
The
haven't
series
announced
that should not be.
They haven't announced if they're making a season 4 yet, by the way. So I hope that they're finally waking up going, yeah, we're done.
No, they're gonna make a season 4. Just wait on it.
They're gonna
No!
they're gonna adapt the whole goddamn series.
No! No!
That is if it ends.
That
is also a possibility.
I saw something on Twitter where it was a shot from the anime or manga or whatever it was, and they said the year is 2080. Kazuya still doesn't know if Chizuru likes it. or what did he say? Like, he thinks that he might ask her out or something. It was just something stupid, but I'm like, yep, that's indeed the series.
He doesn't not like her. Not like her.
Jeez.
Oh my god. Well, I guess it is time. Unless I'm missing anything in the comments here in the chat. Let me catch up. QRW6 says, yes, stop the FLCL. I was done with them, was burned with the previous two. I didn't give too many, and didn't give those too much attention. All right. Let's get into it. Our first show of the evening.
New season, fall 2023. Happy 5 years, everybody.
Yeah, we've been doing it for 5 years.
5 fucking years. I mean, there was one fall season that we skipped. We don't like to talk about that one, but yeah, we've been doing this shit for 5 years. I don't know what episode this is as far as number. I know we're definitely over 200.
Oh yeah, we're like 220, 230, something like that.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a long time, and I guess I just wanted to say I couldn't have picked a group of guys to do it with, and by do it I mean
we know what you mean.
Yes,
we know what you mean.
Yes, and it was all because C Tactics said, "Hey, you wanna you want to do a podcast? And I was like, yeah, okay.
The start of every good story. And you want to do a podcast?
Oh, okay.
And then we proceeded to watch eight shows in which I think maybe 5 to 6 of them were terrible.
One of them had 4 to 5 episodes already released, just like this season. Freaking, Reread the D, Hashinoko, Goblin Slayer, which surprisingly season 2 is airing right now. That's funny, right there. And so many other ones I can't really remember. But yes, QRW6, you have been here since day one. I feel like when it comes to number one fan, you are definitely it.
Sure.
Also, I made the GIF for Gargantia. MC patting main girl's butt with a gun.
But that's not appropriate.
Yeah, that won't get us demonetized. Or maybe it will. And if it does, who cares? I don't care.
Yeah, we're not really monetized here on KOA, so...
I care.
So,
trying to get the Blue Chew sponsorship. You guys are fucking everything up.
I'm just saying, after our viewers see that GIF, they may be needing some Blue Chew. Mm?
Oh, Lord. We don't even know. Whatever.
EA, this is Gargantia. This is the Nakama Club for this season, the old show that we're going to be covering. EA picked it.
Yep. This is one. It is my turn this season, and I picked I don't know really how you say it fully. It's like Gargantia of the planet something or other. I just like to call it Gargantia. It's very easy that way. But this particular anime, I feel like, is very underappreciated. It came out in 2013, which had a slew of fucking anime that came out that year. You had Attack on Titan, you had Kill la Kill, you had Snafu, the first season, you had so many other different ones that I can't think of right off the top of my head. I think Watamote came out that year too. And the first Love Live, that too, that came out as well. And I feel like this one got buried just because it was just so, it's so good, but then everything else was just overpowering, especially Kill la Kill and Attack on Titan. So I feel like this one deserves just a little bit of love, and I like to suggest this one to people other than, the ones I've did before, like Ping Pong, Effatil Memories. But this one, I like to show off if people are fans of, mechs. And this one is a good one. What are y'all's first impressions?
Well, I guess for me, I've seen this show before.
No, you didn't. Stop lying.
This is the first anime I watched on Netflix, believe it or not.
Oh, man.
Yep. The very first anime. I had not seen an anime before this on Netflix. This was the first one. I watched it. I loved it. I did a video on it, even. I still have that video. It is not public, but if people are interested, I'll link it somewhere.
Just link it here. 7 people are watching.
I'll have to re-upload it, so I'll have to upload it and stuff again. But,
sorry, guys.
but yeah, I even did a video on all this, and I won't say what I think about it here because I don't think those opinions are exactly relevant nearly 10 years later. So...
yeah, that's the thing about this series is that this is probably the first time I've seen it in a long time. So just like Devil's a Part-Timer, we'll see if this ages really well or really bad. Because Devil's a Part-Timer also came out in 2013, and it was really popular.
I think it will be somewhere in between. I think we're gonna like this show because I think the first episode was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good for a kickstart, into the world itself. But I'll stop talking about it. Satsuki, what did you think?
So I don't really have too many strong opinions about the first episode, because it was really just a lot of us setting up the world. I do think like the setting of it being like a sci-fi series is interesting, and I can already see the makings of what this show could be with our main character. I gotta look up the names, so I'm not gonna remember everybody's names.
It's all good.
Leto,
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
This is before Joker.
Yeah, and him basically because nothing is ever explicitly said as far as what his situation is, but given what was what was said in the first episode, we can see that he is somebody that's fighting for rights in this utopian society with other humans. And we don't know if humans dominate that place either, but we can see they have an advanced civilization with the tech they have with him piloting this mecha. And it seems like he's really apathetic towards the concept of because he was fighting for limited citizenship apparently. So I would imagine that I don't know how they separate like races or species on this planet or whatever, but sounds like his situation is pretty bad, and they're having a lot of people fight and die for their cause while them not being rewarded the luxury of the rights that other people have. So seems like his situation is bad. So given that he landed on Earth, he'll probably learn how it is to live as a regular human, because I don't think he's had that luxury thus far. That's just kind of what I gleaned from this first episode.
Yeah. I always, when it comes to the hundreds of animes that I've seen, you always get these people or aliens that come from other planets. They either look like humans or they just have bunny ears or like cat ears, and like little, not too many huge differences, or they got gigantic boobs or whatever. What I thought was really neat the first time I saw this was the fact that they actually speak an alien language to them, because I always felt like the aliens always knew how to speak the language right off the bat, and it's just like, oh, hi alien, how are you? Oh, I'm doing well. They just know everything about us. But
Mexican
I just thought that was I knew that was coming. But I just thought that was really neat, how it was just really like a foreign language right off the bat, and I'm like, okay, how's that going to come into play? Just the whole separate just language altogether, where you're literally trying to explain something and it's just like
Yeah, I really
my God,
love the
like
language.
fucking the lolly alien. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I really like the touch of the alien language. I thought it added quite a bit to it. Just because you don't hear that much in dubs. I watched this dub.
Oh, it's dubbed now. Well, I guess it would have been. I saw it subbed a long time ago. But how's the dub sound?
It's you got a lot of the same actors you would hear in 2013, 2014. Like basically the AOT cast, pretty much.
Okay.
Like it's basically that.
Do we have Chris Sabat in there somewhere?
We may actually.
Or Monica Rial, or what's her name? Brittany Kabowski.
I think those two are definitely in there.
The usual suspects.
Yeah. That's basically a good way to put it. This dub is just the usual suspects. It's a good dub though. Very good dub.
Okay.
But I really like how the intro played out, where it's like you expected like Gundam or something. I was watching this in my server, and a lot of the people I was watching it with, namely Adorburb, I think, was like, "Is this Gundam?" And I was just like, "You give it a minute." But what this actually reminded me of wasn't Gundam, but Dances with Wolves.
Oh, that's an interesting way of putting it.
Yeah, because new guy lands on new planet. Everyone.
Yeah, that happened in the movie. He landed on a new planet.
Well, you don't remember
that? Of course. Yeah, I remember Kevin Costner just going.
They're blue, right?
Oh no, I think you're getting it confused with the Na'vi.
Ah, yes, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah.
it's the movie.
Or no, wasn't that one called The First Airbender?
No, I think maybe you're missing it with Fern Gully.
I wonder what is this? What is even happening right now? But yeah, that's sort of what it reminded me of, was Dances with Wolves. This guy being thrust into the situation where he's encountering a whole new civilization of people, and we'll see if like it continues on the path where he I don't know, makes out with all of them or whatever. What is he doing? Dances with Wolves? He becomes Batman, right? I forget. Been a while.
Sweet Jesus. But yeah, I know there's really not much to go off of because it's literally the first episode, and it's kind of just everything just happens really quick and whatnot, and then before you know it, it's over. But any thoughts, Sasuke, into what could possibly happen in the series altogether? Anything?
Well, given that we saw that he was very surprised that he could breathe air in this atmosphere, it could be a situation to where. So here's what I think on one front. I do think he's going to be assimilated into this society and enjoy the luxuries of being human, luxuries that he wasn't afforded. Doing what he was doing before, because it seemed like all he really lived for was fighting. I think there was even one point where they were reading his adrenaline levels and they were pretty low from the standard. And that's kind of due to him being desensitized to, facing death. So I think he's going to just like live his life as a human, and things are going to be cool for a minute, maybe 2-3 episodes. And maybe they try to, because he has his mecha here, we still don't know where his kernel ended up. He may end up here as well. I think what might end up happening with Earth is they're going to try to colonize it. They, as in the people, or the planet he was on before, Avalon, I believe that's what it was called. And of course, that's going to lead to a lot of different beefs and whatnot. Maybe he even advances their civilization with help from his technology, because we can see they're living on Earth as if, they're like us. They're using drills and stuff, and they have, of course, mechs. So that's a big upgrade. So a lot of different things that can happen. But one thing I'm for sure is that he's going to just live regularly for a minute until all hell breaks loose.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah, I'm interested because I kind of remember, and I really don't remember the huge details and whatnot. But this is going to be a fun show. I think it's the characters are definitely something that make this show interesting, and the names themselves, Amy, Bellows. I forget what the guy's name is, the one that is all blonde with the big giant wrench. Yeah, he
Pinion.
Yeah, they just got unique names where you'll just remember. It's like, oh, it's Bellows. What's she doing? She's bellowing.
What's Ridget doing? Oh, she's promoting the new Ridge wallet.
New Ridge wallet.
What's Amy doing? She's delivering stuff with her flying squirrel Rocky.
Rocky Raccoon. The opening when this is like the tutorial mission to a game. Like we had to get through the opening.
You just get
scene.
thrown. You get thrown right into everything. Exactly. You're just learning the basics. Like this shoots the weapons. This goes backwards. This goes
I like how immediately upon seeing all of this, like when he gets attacked and he's like on the run, seeing like they have wrenches and stuff and they're like trying to get through the mech and they start attacking him and he goes, "It's just as I thought. They're savages." I'm like, in what way does this look like savagery? Like, how advanced is their technology for them to go, yes, people with tools, using tools are savages? I don't know.
That's pretty advanced civilization if they think that wrenches and chainsaws and soldering irons are are obsolete, just banging against chamber.
I bet the ice cream machine in their McDonald's is going to be working. That's how advanced it is.
You'll never have to worry about it. Sorry, it's broken today. Please pull forward, sir.
This is the work of the gods. I think it's been a long time since I had a McFlurry from McDonald's. I get discouraged to ask now because I get the same answer.
I almost feel like that's why they're made so cheaply, because of the fact that everybody loves ice cream, and if it's always broken, why ask? So I definitely think that's a good reason as to why they never fix them.
Or they just don't feel like. I think I heard people say like it's a hassle cleaning the machine, so they're just like, fuck it, just tell them it's broken.
Yeah, that too. Like, I don't know if it was true or not, but I saw a video where someone was literally ordering something on their phone and they're talking through the drive-thru. It's like, "Is your ice cream machine working?" "Yeah." "Oh, it just broke."
Oops.
Like, if that's true, I honestly wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
One thing I thought was pretty funny when he took Amy as hostage and was running through everything, trying to escape and whatnot. Chamber was essentially like trying to analyze their language. He was like, "I have 40% there," but from what I understand, it was what he said it in a very scientific, matter-of-fact way, where he's like, "It just seems like they're talking about their reproductive organs and stuff like that." And I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, they're telling them, 'Put me down, you piece of shit, you asshole,' and stuff like that." And then all of a sudden, that's, I think, when he says like, "People are savages."
Yeah, and it's so hard, to learn a new language, and I don't know how accurate his analyzation of the language is, because we have like idioms and phrases that don't literally mean what they mean. So
yeah,
it's hard for me to imagine that he would have gleaned the entire language just from what she was saying, because just imagine like someone trying to understand the English language based on what we say. Like I randomly, I just called one of you guys like, "You're an asshole," and with the flow of the conversation, you're like, "Asshole means a friend."
It's like that episode of Rick and Morty where he goes to another planet and he's doing this. He said, "I told him this means peace among worlds," and he's flipping him off.
Yeah. Sarcasm too is another thing that's, so I don't know how accurate he's going to pick up the language, and maybe that'll make, for something funny down the line. Kind of akin to Full Metal Panic with, if anybody's seen that show, with Sosuke, him being a military nut, not having common sense and being kind of lost with any regular activities. It could be the same thing for him, where he's he takes the language very literally, and that causes a lot of issues for him.
Yeah. Yes, it shall be good. I'm looking forward to, like, as soon as I was done with the first episode, I was like, I want to watch the next one.
Yeah, we watched the first 2 episodes in the server. We enjoyed it so much.
You cheated.
Well, I already seen it, so
No.
that was my excuse.
You broke the rules. Sasuke.
Not my pubic hair.
I'm sorry for him,
Fine.
but don't worry. Oh, you said something about your pubic hair, right?
Yeah, I broke the rules. Now you have to.
All right,
come
here. Come here. There.
Oh my God.
Now you don't have any.
Jesus Christ.
It's all gone now.
Well, now it's time to move on to everyone's favorite, Rurouni Kenshin, episode 14. New opening and ending.
Yeah.
Still kind of mid, but that's fine.
No, I like the opener.
Yeah,
I like it better than the first one.
Better,
I was about to say the same thing. I thought it was a lot better. It sounds cool.
I just remember the first one just starts with yeah, and I'm like, no.
Let's do it. Ooh.
So we got this episode focusing on Yahiko.
Yahiko and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Whose entire character basically boils down to, I'm like small.
What the?
I'm
What?
a child
Why are you Adam Sandler?
and tiny. I don't know.
I don't think that's not the vibe I think they were going for with this character. But
Listen, that's what the
Release
little
the
girl
guy.
is. That little girl's entire character is the fact that she is a small child.
And she always calls him Little Yahiko.
Which is funny.
I'm sorry, Little Yahiko. Oh, Little Yahiko, stop calling me Little Yahiko.
yeah, I don't think they explained why exactly she called him that. I don't think they explained their entire relationship. Now that I think about it,
She just joined after Yahiko joined, which was he was trying to save up money for a sword apparently, but she just is there to trip and break plates. And yeah, you're right. See, she is Adam Sandler.
what?
I'm like,
What movie are we talking about?
hey, Yahiko, I'm like a small child. Look how short I am, but also like adorable and very prone to having evil men ruin my day.
I'm scared.
Which
I don't know. I don't want to watch that movie.
By the way,
I don't want to watch that movie by Adam Sandler. I'm fast.
It's a good movie.
it's pretty fun.
It's
pretty
Little
fun.
Nicky.
Yeah.
You never see Little Nicky?
I've seen Little Nicky. I don't remember him being like Tsubame in this anime. I don't remember him tripping and breaking plates. I remember him eating chicken and like talking to like the devil and stuff. I remember that.
Listen, when they first introduced this little girl, I was like, oh, how cute. How long will it take for her to get kidnapped, though?
I mean, she didn't get kidnapped, at least.
Yeah, she never got kidnapped. She just broke dishes.
And she got blackmailed a little.
Uh-huh.
So
I considered that like a half kidnapping.
Getting blackmailed is half kidnapping to you?
I mean, you give me like 0.5, right? Not the full point, but the half point, right?
Oh.
So basically what this episode amounted to was I mean, like it has a theme in an overall sense of the times changing with the shoguns no longer being in power, and thus you know, because Tsubame is the daughter of a samurai, and the guy who was the leader of all these thugs was the son of the shogun. So it shows that times have changed, being in this era of servitude no longer being old two samurais, two shoguns, and thus like their families also not being indebted to them. Which his name is Mikio. Mikio wanted to retain that relationship with Tsubame and basically have her as a servant, be her scout to make a mold of the keys so he could easily steal whatever they had in there. And he's entitled because he's the son of a shogun and they're merchants and they owe him.
Man, I thought his name was Mikio.
Mikio? Mikio. All right, Disney's going to like take our livelihood.
Oh, I know. As much as we bring up Goofy and Mickey,
We're now.
Is that you, Disney?
I'm coming for all of you.
Oh God, it's Ragnarok.
We're just going to see something in our mail like you're no longer a U.S. citizen anymore. You revoked your rights.
Bro.
Then you're going to see the Disney logo in the corner.
Today,
It's gonna do that when you wish upon a star.
Today I was walking up and down my driveway, which I do that every day, and a black truck pulls into my driveway, drives up to me, stops, and I'm like,
God.
am I about to get beat? Old man comes out of it, white beard, like basically Santa Claus, and he's like,
Santa Claus is gonna whoop your ass. Watch out.
he just goes, sir, do you live here? I think I got a package of yours. And it turns out to be my Right Stuff package. But I thought he was going to pop out and just destroy me.
Oh, that.
Or like
that
sue
has to
me.
be a weird situation. It's like, I got something for you. A package.
This is what you wanted, right? This is what you owed.
This
what
is the
you're
right
owed,
stuff,
right?
Remember what you said? Remember what you said about Goofy and how he'd fucking do it again? Oh, that's weird though.
But I really like the focus on Yahiko. Because we already got enough for Kenshin. We had our episode for Sanosuke. We didn't really have our episode for Kaoru yet, in my opinion, but this was pretty good for him, seeing how he wants to handle his own business. He's taking responsibilities for things that's going on in his life, and he didn't ask for help. And also just Kenshin and Sanosuke and Kaoru allowing him to be his own man while still trying to protect him, because they're looking in the shadows, looking over him, while not directly intervening in things. They're just there to make sure that things don't go out of hand to the point where maybe he potentially gets killed and whatnot. But this episode upped my respect for Yahiko. I already liked them before, but I think this episode is just showing you that this character is going to get as much progression as these other characters. Like, they haven't forgotten about Yahiko and his role in the story. And I don't know how great of a swordsman he's going to be in game, because I don't know how much time is going to elapse with this group. Meaning, is this group going to stay together for years upon years? I'm not really sure, but at least they're giving us, development for him. So that by end game, if he does become a great samurai like Kenshin, they've showed us steps and progression for him to get to that point. Like even him saying he wants to buy the what is this Sakabato sword, which if anybody's not familiar with that, it's a reverse blade sword. So if a sword, the sword is going to have the blade on the outside, right? Because obviously it makes sense.
Yeah,
that's how you cut people. A Sakabato sword has the blade basically towards the swordsman. So it's a sword it's basically a sword that's not used for killing in most in most cases. I don't know if that's what Kenshin has right now, but like how the whole trope of the swordsman hitting someone with the back of their swords because that's not the sharp end. It's basically that, but the sword, that dull side is on the front of the sword, so they wouldn't have to worry about that. It's a sword used for protecting rather than murder.
So I'm a novice when it comes to swords. I don't know much about anything when it comes to that. Couldn't you just take a regular sword and then just flip it around?
Yeah, you could do that, but I think it would mess up. So, like, because now you're going to be using the back of it purely, like you're not going to have the curve of the sword. So I think it would mess up.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It is curved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. My bad. No, but that is interesting how they would make it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of just shows that he's taking in some of Kenshin's philosophies when it comes to, protect the people rather than using his swordsmanship to hurt people. I mean, I guess it's more so with Kaoru because her style is the life giving style, sword style. I think that's what it's called. So yeah, it's there to protect people rather than kill people.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally liked this episode too. I appreciated the line that came from this episode where I think it was Kenshin that said it when it came to not wanting to interfere with Yaiko and everything, because I feel like it's true. What he said was, and I'm paraphrasing, where he basically says, if you go and you save him, they won't learn anything, but if you let him do stuff on his own, he'll learn. And I definitely appreciated that because I thought it was going to be the same basic thing where Kenshin was going to come, but no, he was just kind of standing on the corner watching him. And he even told the others, no, let's not intervene because he doesn't know that we're here. And if he wants to do this, he needs to do it on his own. And they helped him a bit, but just like any type of friend or even a parent for that matter, you got to help them a little bit. It's like when you pushing your kid on a bike, you don't let them fall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to catch them a little bit and go with them and then just give them that little extra. You're doing it.
Yeah, they were just there to make sure, they're there as insurance to make sure things didn't go out of hand to fatal levels,
Yeah.
But for the most part, they let him handle his own, and that's what is needed for him to be a samurai. Which, I mean, he's on his way. He was able to beat like 5 grown men with a wooden sword, which is pretty impressive.
I was gonna say, how old is he? Is he 10?
I think he's like
12?
14.
14?
Around that age.
Yeah, he did pretty good. He knocked him out. Just I give him credit. He puts in the work. He does his, whatever they call the swipes every day and just gets stronger and stronger. He puts in the work.
Oh, apparently he's 10.
Oh,
he's 10.
Okay, 10-year-old whooped.
Even worse. Worse for those guys.
I know. Imagine having, because one guy had an actual sword.
Yeah,
and he whooped his ass.
I know those guys are like probably in the comment or in a live chat. Like, no, he lied about his birth certificate. He's
that motherfucker was on steroids.
That's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, is Yahiko like the first like not annoying kid in an anime that we've seen like in a long while? Because I feel like when we see most kids in series, we immediately just want to shotgun them.
I mean, when it comes to anime, they do this with kids all the time, and I don't know why. They make them so fucking annoying, and they do the with the eye, and they're pieces of shit, and then they eventually warm up to the main character, and you like them. But wasn't Yahiko kind of like that at first, but then, because he wanted to kind of act like a big old tough guy, but yeah. I get it. He was a thief.
He's very stubborn. That was his whole character trait. But he's not really annoying, but I could see you maybe being annoyed with his stubbornness. That's really it. He's a very headstrong person, and kind of the same thing that would make him annoying is a like good quality about his character. So there you go.
Yeah, he's I will say, yeah, he's a good character, not annoying, and actually held his own against the fight that Kenshin didn't have to save him. Yeah, he had insurance, but he took him out. I was applauding him.
Yeah, I think he just adds a lot to this show, like a little bit of an extra dynamic, of going through all these things and seeing it from like a child's perspective and point of view, and him like growing up and seeing how impressionable he is to everyone. I think that's really was probably my favorite part of this episode. It's just showing how he's learning, and being in this environment is making a positive change in him. So it's really nice to see that.
I mean, and he's also a direct legacy to Kaoru's sword style. So, his achievements are kind of attributed to Kaoru too, because she's the one that's ultimately teaching him, even though Kenshin is also there to, for any other type of advice. Because he's the one who told him about, against multiple enemies, smart thing to do, run away, hit and run tactics. And that's kind of what he did. Got him in the alley. We won everybody because, the first time he fought everybody, they just jumped his ass.
Yeah.
Second time around, he had a game plan for him, and it worked out.
Yeah, it's funny when Kenshin was describing that technique. I'm like, do that in video games.
Crowd control.
If I'm outnumbered and there's like, I don't know, like Assassin's Creed where they're all around you, you're like, fuck. So then you just run, and then don't let him get away. It's like pop, 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 get them one by one. So it works.
Yeah. That's kind of what you do in Call of Duty Zombies. That's a good.
Yeah, that's the main loop. Shooting zombies in the head.
Double points.
Forgot what stage it was on Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I think it was Barry. I think that was the stage. But I know there's like this one alley that you go in. You have the right weapons. You kind of rope all the zombies to that one narrow area. It's literally just a straight shot, and you just go crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those zombie ones were fun. I always hated it whenever I would roll the lottery, what's it called, loot box or whatever. Mystery box. And then you get the teddy bear, and then you're like
starts laughing at you.
Yeah. You're like, you son of a bitch. I wanted a gun. I didn't want that. I wasted all my points for that. Good times.
Yeah.
Well, let's now get into JJK. If I can fucking type this out. Season 2, episode 11. A fairly crazy episode, not too crazy. But
action.
Action heavy.
Old man getting his ass, his fucking Mr. Clean looking mother ass whooped.
Oh my god.
He's very creepy looking.
Oh, he's got that fucking Joker smile there.
He looked like the Iron Sheik to me.
That's a good comparison. He did look like the Iron Sheik. He had the mustache. He had the weird curly hair thing, which he never had. Like, get rid of that. I guarantee he's the Iron Sheik, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was an interesting technique that he had, where the harder they hit, it like deferred all the hits to them, but the softer they hit, the more damage it inflicted. It had the reverse effect. I thought that's pretty clever. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah,
to be honest, I would have been whooping his ass all the time, going, "What?" But maybe if I got tired enough and I'd start, how when people are tired and they start going,
that's
like
true.
that, that's all of a sudden when I start breaking his rib cage. When I start doing that.
That's sort of like, that's what's great about his ability, is that you go into it and it subverts your expectations. It's not that it's like in of itself it's extremely powerful. Like, he himself is not like the best sorcerer ever, right? But this technique that he's developed is really useful in this world of JJK, where it's all about outthinking your opponents and layering and combining techniques and creating your own thing. And it's almost like he has like a stand ability. It's almost like that, where you have all these villains with all these unique abilities that they have and use. And I thought his was really fun. I thought his battle in general, his fight and his showcase was really, like, I think people are gonna forget about this, but I think it's really good. I think it's a little underrated.
Yeah, it looked great. The flow of it was cool. I love the million bunny attack to distract him.
I immediately thought of ReZero.
Same. I was like, there's ReZero. Either ReZero or Konosuba, the spin-off series that we saw with Megumin. They're trying to kill the bunny. It's like, kill it. So cute, I can't kill it.
It was a duck. It was the duck that Megumin would just slaughter in front of Union.
Just snap its neck like nothing. It's like, ooh, dinner. Yeah, and even Megumin's sister. Sorry, I know we're talking about that, but she wanted to eat the fucking cat. The first time she saw it.
They're psychopaths.
Oh, yes, they are. But, dude, that one person's technique where I'm assuming, well, okay, so him and his grandma work hand in hand. She does some kind of chant thing, probably gives him a buff or something, and then he eats, I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm guessing, like, Megumin Dad's hair. And he kind of doesn't turn into him, but like he does, but he's not him, you know what I mean? Like, I think has his powers, and he's just took out that one dude with the black mask like nothing. I was like, oh, he's fucked. And I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna have Megumin fight his dad, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna whoop your ass, son. And yeah, it's just one of those things.
Well, I mean, if he has even a fraction of his power, like even like 50% of his power, they're in for some trouble, because we know how strong Toji is, given that he was relative to Gojo in his high school years. And as strong as everybody are in right now, Yuji, Megumin, they aren't really equipped to deal with Toji in any instance. You know, but yeah, him coming back is a little weird, but it's almost like they told the whole prequel just so that they could lead up to this moment, so that we could know who that person was. Yeah, hey, remember this strong fucker?
Remember this guy that Gojo one-shotted, and literally his half was destroyed. I don't know if there's like a time limit to that, or if it eventually like wears off, but I'm assuming we're gonna find out next episode when the fights continue.
I think what Gege was going for with bringing Toji back in this instance is because we don't have Gojo right now, of course, because he's sealed, and we don't even have someone like Geto. So from what we would understand, we really don't have anybody that's comparable to Toji at that we are aware of, because Toji was able to get rid of Geto, and he was like, it was Gojo and Geto as the strongest sorcerers that we knew in their time, and he was able to handle Geto with little to no issue. And even Gojo, with prep time and him with planning, he was able to take out. So you don't have any but one of those guys to combat him. What can you really do? I think it's supposed to give us like this impending sense of doom, because from what we know, there's really nobody that could challenge Toji, especially not any of the students.
No, if anything, I think the grandma has something to play in it. I think if you somehow find a way to snap her neck, I think it'll work in your favor, because that guy was protecting her as she was doing her seance and praying and everything. So I think she's the dark horse. She's essentially the one they need to remove. And once they do that, I think things will start looking better for them.
Here's my theory on what's gonna happen.
You read the manga.
Listen.
No, don't say it.
I'm friends with Gay.
Don't say
he
it.
gave me inside information. They're changing it, all right? Here's actually how this is going to go down.
All right.
I
have the button at ready. Here we go.
The old lady is going to show up, and then she's going to be like, "Hello, all you young people. Curse technique, knitted sweater. Curse technique, milk and cookies. Curse technique, grandma's love."
Okay.
And they're all
It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but
Real bad.
still on the bad side.
What?
But
That was great.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
no, I thought we were going somewhere else for a second, so I'm glad it didn't go there. But I enjoyed this episode.
Listen.
I don't. What?
Listen, chat agrees with me, right? Chat. That was great. That was a great theory, right? You laughed,
See,
right?
when has chat ever agreed with you?
All the time.
Name one
what do you
time.
mean?
Name one time chat has ever agreed with you.
Every day. They're like, "Wow, such great ideas.
We don't even stream every day.
What a smart man."
He's so
Specifically-
handsome. I hate his
Yes.
ideas.
They love me, EA.
Yeah, I can tell. Decrepit Storm's really,
Curse
Yeah.
technique. Here's my theory.
yeah, he's defending you.
Yeah. See, he's defending me again.
No, I don't think that's what's happening.
Yes, he defended
Yeah.
me last week, and now he's defending
Dude.
me once more.
I can totally see tactics in JJK. First technique. Okay, guys, here's my theory. And he just gets the person to think certain things, and then he traps them with his theory. And they're just like...
They're stuck in thought.
or disgust. They're stuck in disgust.
That leaves me for my opening, and then I can go up behind them and pants them and embarrass them. Kill them from embarrassment.
That's your final technique? Final technique. Pantsing.
Yuji Itadori, I've read stories about you. Curse technique, here's my theory. Proceeds to pants Itadori, embarrassing him, killing him, ruining his reputation.
Does the Nelson laugh?
I like how
Itadori
little
crumbles.
Gojo. I like how little Gojo was able to check Grandma and Grandpa just by looking at him. He's just walking on his way. I don't know where he was or what he was doing. He was just like wiggling.
He was literally just walking, I don't know, probably to school or something. Got on top of the roof. Oh my god. Grandma literally went from one end of the restaurant to the other and was just like, his blue eyes. His goddamn blue eyes and white hair. Yeah, they were terrified of him. I mean, who wouldn't be?
Yeah, I'd be terrified and in love at the same time.
You're like, I'm scared, but I have an erection. I mean, I think that was pretty much the whole episode. It was just fighting and...
It was just really that fight. I mean, they gave us a little bit of Grandma and Grandpa's backstory a little bit, in which they're just psychopaths. That's
I mean, to be honest, I didn't really need that. I hate how everybody has to get a backstory. If it's interesting enough, I'll get used to it. I'll just be like, okay, fine, let's watch this. But Yeah, I agree, Sasuke. They're psychopaths. What? It's like, gee, they're crazy. I never would have thought.
No,
Not from the way they act.
I didn't hate it because it wasn't that long. It was probably maybe 4
Yeah.
minutes of the episode or whatnot. You know,
I mean, if this was Bleach, they would give them a whole episode as they're dying. The beginning of the episode is them dying. The whole episode is their backstory. Then at the end, they're dead. I hate when Bleach did that.
yeah. It was just there to show us their grudge for Gojo and kind of why they're here in the first place. Like, why did they show up? That was basically why they showed that flashback, because they kind of come out of nowhere. You're like, all right, who are these guys? Because they're not exactly with Mahito and Hanami and the rest of the group, but they kind of showed up here because of them hearing about Gojo being sealed. They're like,
just kill the spider. Sorry, it was the spider crawling and I just killed it.
R.I.P. Spider.
Spider, bro. You just killed Spider-Man. You could have became Spider-Man if it bit you. And you ruined your chance.
I don't think it was radioactive.
You ruined it. You ruined it.
No, it was just a bug spider that needed to die. But yeah. I don't know if the next episode's like, because here's what I think is going to happen now. Like, I feel like it's going to be a lot of back and forth because we have Itadori and Megumin fighting these guys, along with I don't even remember his name, the one with the hood. Well, his hood got ripped off.
Oh, Ino.
Yeah, that guy. But we also have the other groups. I don't know if it's going to bounce between the other groups and then go to another group and then back over to them and vice versa, or if it's just going to focus on them. Once they're done, go to the next group. Because I feel like that's kind of where we're structured right now. Is we got them, then the other group, then another group. Because we still have all backstabber that are killing these people, that have connections to the inside. So. Yeah, I always look forward to Jujutsu Kaisen to see what's going on.
Well, I guess what happens in terms of who's going to fight who is dependent on who do you believe has the personality of the person that we know as Tojo currently. Do you think Tojo is in control, or do you think grandma and grandson are in control?
I think he's in control, but only for a certain period of time. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's kind of like a short-lived type thing, where you get your Spartan rage and you just start destroying everyone in God of War, but then all of a sudden it runs out. You have to build it back up. Yeah.
Because I don't know if the grandmother would kill her grandson for Toji.
I don't think so.
Knowing his past, how he was ostracized by many people, yeah, I don't know.
Megumi would be mad at his dad losing bets and coming home. Told you piece of shit. Always on the horse races.
I would actually appreciate it if you actually went to go get cigarettes and milk. Something would get done around here.
He has a lot of child support he could get him on.
That's true. He could. He's like, Dad, I'm 15 years old. Let's see, back pay plus interest. You owe me $100,000. Cough it up.
See,
and he's like, I'll be right back. I got to bet on the race and I'll get you your money.
If Toji interacts with Megumi, I cannot foresee that interaction going well. Mainly for the fact that Megumi doesn't give a shit about Toji.
Yeah, he didn't really care for his dad when he found out his dad was dead. He's like, yeah, bum.
I do wonder how that'll affect Toji. Will he remember that? Will he remember his death? Will he like all that stuff?
I mean, I think you saying that about Megumi would indicate that if they did meet, it'll probably be smooth sailing, because there's no real passion towards one another on both ends. Megami doesn't really care about his father, and Toji doesn't care too much about Megami. So there's no real hatred on either ends. On either end.
Good point. Very good point.
They just begin the fight with a fist bump, and then they just fight. Because this, it's like, yeah, you're my dad. Yeah, you're my son. There's no love lost, no love given. Let's do this.
Well, that it for JJK?
Yeah.
I'm ready to get naked.
Well, speaking of getting naked, let's put on some fucking pants like this anime did. Frieren Episodes 1 and 2, or I don't know. We'll just say episodes 1 and 2. That's technically how they're supposed to be labeled.
Really?
Yeah, because Crunchyroll split them up into episodes, but it wasn't supposed to be like that. It's because they won't
Really?
update their infrastructure.
So there was only 2. Oh, right, because you said there was one that was like 2 hours.
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half.
So one episode basically consists of 4 episodes.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
So, does this mean that we're killing it?
I don't know.
No, I'm kidding. I was gonna say, because if it's 1 episode, which is 4, and then 5, which is 2, does that mean the next one will be 6, which is 3? I'm sorry, I'm confusing everybody.
I have no idea how we're going to do things with this show, because this is kind of unprecedented. Even with Rewrite D, right?
I think we dropped it the first.
Yeah, the thing is, we didn't have this like 3 episode rule when it came to that. So us having this rule with us having an anime that released about 4 episode worth of content in its first release is odd for us. So I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, next week it's going to be a killer pass for it, no matter
That's
which
true.
way.
Cool.
So, we could get away with it. We definitely could.
With murder?
I don't think. Actually, yeah, I don't think it would matter.
Well, C is the one who picked this show, so
Yeah, I picked Frieren because I watched the
Reppin' Storm. I'm sorry.
I watched the premiere for it, and I was like, I was cautious, going from Mashoko Tensei to this. I was like, oh, another fantasy series. Let's see what this is before I decide if I'm gonna lock it in. Watched the premiere, and I was like, fuck you, Mashoko Tensei. This could have been us, but you fucked it. You ruined it. I love this so much more than Mashoko Tensei. I love the premiere. It reminds me a lot of like Spice and Wolf, which I really, really do appreciate. But it's more of like a slice of life, and it's basically just about this story about this elf who lives for basically ever, and she's sort of kind of like, I don't know, her personality is sort of muted a little bit, kind of like Rei Ayanami in that sense. I think they call those kuderes. So she's sort of similar to that. And she basically ages extremely slowly.
She ages so well.
Yeah, so well too. But everyone around her is dying. And the first 5 episodes take place over, I think, 28 years since the death of a character named Himmel. And who Himmel was, basically they were him, Frieren, a couple other people. They were all in a group together, and they did a lot of good. They saved a lot of people, and these are very revered people. And I think she went on like, it was like a 50-year excursion or something like that. Came back, everyone was old as fuck. The Himmel died, and basically this series is kind of just about Frieren just living and what her life is like as an elf and the people she comes across. And I really like the introduction of Fern, which is her apprentice, and her kind of progress throughout this it was really smart the way I think they introduced Fern, because the old man kind of introduced Fern to Frieren, because her initial job was to basically translate this book, and she kind of fooled her into taking Fern on as an apprentice. And the reason was because, like, he knew Frieren wasn't going to immediately take Fern under her wing, but if she got to know her, it would end differently, and it worked. And since then, they're traveling together, and it's just a really fun, easy show to watch week in and week out. It's not boring. I find it very interesting. It's slow. But this is literally everything I loved about Mushoku Tensei, but with zero ED, zero Rudy, zero fan service. I mean, we saw how crazy the fan service got in, like, episode, what was it, 2 or whatever, where, like, randomly her skirt, like, gets lifted up, like in, like, a random scene from, like, some kid, and it's like, it's barely even, like, moves the skirt, and, like, they don't even mention it. It's like a split second. So that's how crazy the fan service gets in this show, which is to basically say there's none at all. And this just is such a huge breath of fresh air for me personally, because it's just it's fun, it's light, it's not rapey or degenerate-y or rudy. I mean, this is literally what I wanted from a show like Mushoku Tensei, and I feel like it took way too long for me to catch on to this show. I feel like this is, especially with my experiences with Spice and Wolf, I think this is also comparable to Aria the Animation, which is another show very similar to this. I just really liked it. What did you guys think about it?
I went into it not knowing much other than the brief synopsis you told us last week, and I was just like, why is everybody giving this such a high rating? What makes this so different? What makes this special? First of all, it's animated by Madhouse, so that's number one. When you look at the background pictures, it looks like a freaking oil painting, like something Bob Ross did. Mm-hmm. Like, it just, if you just take the time, you just see the trees, you just see the beauty and everything. I'm like, oh, this animation looks gorgeous. Especially, like I said, I'm a huge fan of fantasy. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Star Wars. I love all different types of, like, fantasy. And I thought that the music itself was perfect too. They have mandolins, they have the flutes, the pipes going as they're doing stuff. Like, everything fits perfectly within this world as far as the way it looks, the sound, and everything else. The intro just is kind of like different, and so is the outro of the anime itself. But inside the actual show, it's great.
I think the opening is done by the same person who did Oshinoko opening.
That makes sense. It sounds like it. So far I'm enjoying it. I feel like this show it could be slow at times, but I feel like there is a necessary length to the story that's being told, because this is about Frieren. That's how you say it, Frieren? No. But I think George W6 said it best, is that this, to me, feels like To Your Eternity. Like, it gives off those kind of vibes where it's just, it's a story about life. It's about loss. It's about not living with regrets. And I think the first episode, or the first part, whatever you want to call it, sums up this whole series. Frieren was very kudere about everything, but the second she got to know Hamdol, she wishes that she could have got to see more of him. And I feel like, okay, yeah, that's the whole. This show in a nutshell is, how to deal with loss, especially if you live. What did she say? She said her interaction with them is 1/100th her lifespan. That's crazy. That's a long time to live. So far I'm enjoying it. I don't think there's anything that one thing that I saw that was really cool. It subverted my expectations twice. The first part was episode 3, where she goes into that bar and you think they're going to be badasses, and they were actually really nice.
Yeah.
That part made me laugh because how many times have we seen a show where if that was a different anime, a fight would break out and the person would do the super powerful move and everybody would be knocked out? Almost every time, right?
Yeah.
But that time it was like, you want some sweets? I know where you can get some good sweets. Go up down the block over there, a couple streets that you can't miss it. It was just so funny. And then the other one was episode 5, where we get introduced to that other character who actually can't fight.
Where they went to Areola? Episode 5?
Was that the name of the place? Ariel? I'm thinking of the kid. What was the kid with the red hair's name?
Oh.
I have
it.
I have it here. Hold on. I'm scrolling to Stark. Thank you.
Yes.
Stark, where you think he's just going to be this strong, badass fighter. It's like, he's my apprentice. But then you find out he's basically like King in One Punch Man.
Mm-hmm,
He's not quite that strong. He just was in the right place at the right time and took all the credit. Not purposely, but it just happened that way. So he gets free meals. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's definitely different from most fantasy anime that I've seen. It's much slower paced,
fantasy.
but I enjoy the slower pace and I enjoy the story. So far I'm enjoying it. I don't see myself, unless they butcher it somehow these next couple episodes, I don't see it slipping anytime soon.
Rudy was introduced as a character in episode 3.
Wait, there was a character named Rudy?
No, that's how they would have to ruin it. They would have to introduce Rudy in the show.
I got you.
Frieren is sexualized.
She's just standing there like,
an
stop
object.
doing that. I am not to be touched.
What did you think, Satsuki? Oh Jesus.
It was a struggle for me to get through these 5 episodes. I'm not going to lie to you. Or
Oh shit.
2 episodes. I don't hate this show, but because I wasn't really connecting to the characters, it was kind of a slog for me to get through. And I understand what the show is going for, because I think ultimately what is the main purpose, at least thus far, because this could change. I think the ultimate purpose of Frieren and her adventures is finding out more about her companions through some of the lives they touched personally. That seems like to be the big theme with everything that's going on. Her learning more about how they affected this village, and her having this obligation to carry on their legacy because of her regret of not getting to know them in her adventures with them, and kind of regretting her being apathetic towards them, because we saw in her times of venturing with these guys, she kind of took them for granted and used her large lifespan as an elf to minimize the time spent with them, because for her it was just like, oh, this is not really, this is only a fraction of the time, a small fraction of the time that I'm going to live. It doesn't really impact me that much, but it seems like 80 years later she's starting to see that impact through legacy characters and things that they've done with villages, and she's kind of upholding what upholding everything they've done, with her defeating that one demon that they sealed, her finding the flowers for the statue of Hemo. Um but again, because I wasn't really connected to the characters, Frieren, of course, in particular, because I mean, it's really her and Fern that are the focal point of the series. Because I wasn't really connected towards them and I wasn't emotionally impacted by much of what was going on, I wasn't feeling these episodes too much. And it may just be because of the structure of the show. And again, I understand the point of what they're going for, but because in the first episode, basically, one character is already dead, that being Hemo, and another character almost being dead. He died the next episode. Hater, hater, hater.
Yeah, he's a hater.
He's a hater. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I wasn't too invested in much of what was going on. I don't hate the show. So I don't think anything in these stretch of episodes was bad per se. But I also wasn't too gung ho about watching another episode, watch another episode, watch another episode. I actually think if it was just released in regular fashion, I probably wouldn't have these issues. But because I had to watch everything in bulk, and I was just like, oh, I was like, all right, time to strap in for another one. I think that actually hurt my experience a lot.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that's a fair statement. To be honest,
I agree. That's because I agree because I would have that same issues in previous seasons for KOA, but ever since I've started watching all these anime in my Discord server, my opinion, or not my opinion, but my feelings going into these episodes, I think are more. They're like I have removed from the not having fun part, like trying to just get through episode after episode, because I'm doing it with a lot of my friends. So I think watching them in Discord helped quite a bit get through 4 episodes like immediately, because it was like a whole thing.
That.
So
yeah, I could definitely see that. For me, and this is kind of the issue of like outside factors affecting your enjoyment. It's not something you want to happen. It's not something that people want to hear. But there are outside things that affect your enjoyment of anime. It's not necessarily the content of what's going on itself. Because I don't think this is a bad show. I just think because, for one, I crammed a lot of watching everything into. I didn't start watching I didn't watch a single episode of anything we watched until about 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Sunday. So I crammed all the episodes. So I watched, I watched Gargantia, Kenshin, Jujutsu Kaisen, Frieren, Spy Family. I watched all of that basically in the span of. No, it was in the span of 24 hours, basically. And again, that's not really how things were intended to be digested, but that's how things were. And I also think my expectations of the show kind of hindered me from enjoying it, because I'm looking at the score on my anime list, and of course my anime list isn't a measure of necessarily the quality of the show, because that's just whatever guy on a computer just giving a rating and whatnot. But it was like rated. It's currently rated, I think, like 17th on my anime list in terms of its rating. It's like a high 8, and like I said, not many other shows have that score. And also in my server, it's a couple of people that watch it and enjoy it. Choco, Sky, some people in my server that really stand by the show. And I don't know what I was really expecting from it, but I didn't get what I thought in terms of the quality. I don't hate it again for the third time, but I also don't see what everybody sees in this show.
We get it, Sasuke. You hate it. No, I'm kidding.
Boo him off the stage.
I'm gonna bring up a rant that I made many moons ago on KOA. Slice of life fans. This is not an insult. This is just the way it is. If you think about it a little bit. Boo, you stink! I didn't even say anything.
There they go. The anime fans or the slice of life. The slice of life are coming after you.
Slice of life fans tend to rate things way higher than they should be. This is a slice of life show. And what I literally like to do, if there's a slice of life anime that has like an 8 or above, I go -1 immediately. Just a blanket -1. And that's because slice of life fans, well, what is the kind of thing they like? They like to be chill and laid back and to have fuzzy feelings on the inside and not be depressed and miserable like us fools. They like to be happy. We're negative. And so they tend to also rate things higher. And that's, you could go to K-On! K-On! is like in the 8. Is K-On! An 8? More like a 6 to me. But it's a don't get me wrong. K-On!'s a great show, but there's no way it's even touching a 7 in my book. It's above average because it's a hard watch.
I don't think it's a great show.
I don't think it's a great show. Is it a great slice of life though? Does it touch upon all those things that slice of life fans love? And if that is so, then yes, 10 out of 10 immediately. That's how it goes with slice of life. It's either does this make me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside, or does this remind me of the horrifying existence outside of my walls? And if it does either one of those things, it's either getting dropped or it's getting a very high rating. That's the way that I've always viewed it. I would say this is very anecdotal, but it's something that I've observed quite a bit. Slice of life fans love their slice of life. And that's why I think the rating is so high for this show. Why it's almost a 9. Because this also caters to slice of life fans. Not on purpose, I don't think. I don't think this is on purpose of like a K-On!-esque show, right? It's not trying to go for that audience. More of going, obviously, for a fantasy audience, but... You stink!
Damn, they hate you.
Wow, they really hate me.
You really hate me.
So yeah, that's sort of my thoughts on a potential explanation. Sorry for the rambling.
No sweat. But I think overall, I wouldn't say. I definitely wouldn't put it in there as the best I've ever seen. Maybe not even the best of the season. Maybe not even best of the year. But it's definitely enjoyable so far.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's mostly. I don't have any issues with it. I definitely think it's a different type of fantasy, and I think that's why people enjoy it so much. Is because I think Sasuke just killed a bug too. But yeah, it's a different. Yeah.
Oh shit.
You just, what is that, a spider?
Yeah. Tell your homies what I did to you.
Hey, I think I killed his cousin or something.
Yeah, me and EA tag team duo of the century.
That's right. Now see, you have to kill a spider soon.
I did the other day, actually. It was it's one of those toxic spiders. The ones you find in like Dark Souls or whatever.
KOA, the only anime podcast that kills spiders.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Coming for you, Toby. Better watch out.
This is what you should have been doing, Karapika. I don't know how to reference.
Oh man, but like I said, it's better. I mean, you were comparing it earlier to Mushoku Tensei. Fucking A, man. Anything's better than that, in my opinion.
I can't compare it to Mushoku Tensei because I just feel that it has a fantasy element, it has a fantasy setting and whatnot, but Mushoku Tensei aims for something different. Whereas this show, I think I understand what they're going for because we're starting to see Free I keep forgetting how to pronounce her name every single time. Like I have it in my mind, but Frieren. I think what it's going for is like, no, she's not a fucking SpongeBob.
Money.
Yeah.
I love money. But I think what it's going for is that we see how apathetic she was at the beginning, and she's starting to warm up and show those human emotions. She's crying at the funeral, and I think it's just one of those instances of like you don't know what you have until it's gone. I think that's going to be the overall point with a lot of things that happen. Her main goal right now is to go and talk to her master, who was already deceased. Flame, I believe that's her name. She's supposed to go to this continent where the Demon King's castle is, and in this place, all the spirits of her friends could possibly be. We don't know if they are there, but yeah, I just think it's about her. Well, I can't say that's the whole point of the show because I feel like that would run dry. But I think right now, in terms of her character direction, she's starting to understand what she was missing in a lot of her interactions with her friends because she wasn't able to enjoy things the way they were able to enjoy things because her mindset was kind of, this is just everyday life. I don't really have any emotional investment in it. And she didn't realize how much she actually cared about those moments because any moment that we see of her, that's a flashback of her, is her with this party. It's not because she's lived at this point, thousands of years. I think 1,000 years. We don't really see any moments of her like before this party. All the moments that we see of her is with this party. And she says it's a significant, or she used to say it was an insignificant fraction of her life, but obviously it had to have some impact because that's the only moments we hear about her from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say is big ups to Violet Evergarden for being a huge inspiration on this story.
Now, I think that is a more accurate comparison to this show. Because Violet Evergarden is kind of aimless in a sense that you don't really know what you're going to get episode to episode, but it has a linear plot with Violet starting to display more human emotions. And I think this in this same show, this is more character driven than it is plot driven. And we're going to find out more about who Frieren is as a character, and maybe what's Purple's name?
Fern
Gully.
Yeah, and maybe like her impact on her as a pupil, to her. I think that's the driving force, or that's the appeal of this show. It's not really for the plot. Whereas like Mushoku Tensei, I think that's a lot of that is based on the plot, like your enjoyment, world building. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Mushoku Tensei. I said it.
We have been done saying it, but I was gonna say, oh yeah, one of the characters I find the most interesting, even though we barely know anything about him, is the freaking dwarf that is all hair and no face.
Yeah, he also ages slowly too.
Yeah, dwarves are like elves, except elves live longer than dwarves, and humans are, well, humans. But I thought his design was just real interesting. I mean, if any of y'all seen Lord of the Rings, he's kind of like Gimli, where he just got like the hair and then just he almost reminds me of cousin It from the Addams Family mixed with Gimli from Lord of the Rings. He just has no facial features other than his eyes. It's so funny looking.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like out of the rest of the party, he was the least focused on.
Mm-hmm.
Because they kind of show us the priest in his later years, and what he did to get Fern for Frieren to take care of Fern, and of course Himmel is like the most focused on character in that party.
Dude, Hemo went from being a striking young man to shrinking, losing all of his hair, and then just literally having this really sick ass beard.
Yeah,
he didn't even look the same.
Yeah, because really the only discernible thing about him was that beauty mark, under his eye that you could tie to him.
What was Frieren doing those 50 years? Because I know it said she left for 50 years and came back. But
collecting spells.
It literally looked like she was just sleeping in the woods.
She was collecting spells.
She was just sleeping in the woods for 50 years and then came back. She was a homeless person.
That's what I find so funny. Frieren, she's like, "Oh, I'll be back. I just gotta go leave for 10 years." Everyone's like, "What the fuck? What do you mean 10 years?" But to her, it's like that's like, a week.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of mentioned that in, I think, episode 2 when they were looking for the flowers and everything for the statue, where I think it was Fern that was saying, "You're just going to keep doing this until you find it. It's been 6 months. 6 months to you is nothing, but 6 months to me is something." And it was just interesting to see that contrast, and she just kind of went, "My bad. Let's do something else." And then they just so happened to find the flowers on the last day.
Yeah.
Pretty flowers.
Also, in the most recent episode, I found it really funny that Frieren wanted that grimoire, and all it did is allow people to see through clothes. Like, I know it's like that's not what it's really used for, but I just found that really funny. Just out of context.
I find it.
Oh shit.
I find it degenerate. We know what she wants to use it for.
I don't want to use it for that.
No, she wants to see.
I didn't say you see, or do you feel guilty? Oh, we got him. Jesus Christ.
What do you mean you got me? You didn't get anything.
Oh. I'll submit that. I'll submit that to my reports. So
what do you mean your reports?
Tactics will use his power.
I won't.
Keep on.
These are lies.
Women.
It's not even true.
By the way, Sasuke, how long is this list? What page are you on?
512.
Oh shit, that's okay.
We've been collecting evidence for years.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
This is this is prejudice right here. This
No,
this is justice.
This is an act of arson upon the household that is the Sea Tactics.
You have a household?
Me. Trying to burn me down. Because
you're Seth Rollins?
Listen.
Might be.
My body is a temple, okay?
Burn it down.
And also a literal temple. Or something. Maybe figurative? I don't know. I'm smart, too.
Yeah? Well, I only have one thing to say.
My love for you is like a truck. Berserker.
You know something that I find interesting with the show. Oh my god.
What's that?
I misspelled the hell out of Apprentice right here. one thing I find interesting is that when Frieren can't properly explain why she wants to do something, she just says she does. She wants to. She just says, "I want to do it for myself," and that kind of shows you that there's like a heart in there somewhere where uh that doesn't mean that she's like the most giving person in the world, but there are some things that kind of tied to her interactions with her old party and her growing as a person that display themselves in the present time, but she can't give it a proper like explanation. So she'll just say because like there'll be an instance where Fern is talking to her like, why do you want to help these people? Like that's not in your character. And she'll just say, because I want to. But obviously there's something more to that she can't explain herself that I really like because it's all tied to her party and some of the things she learned. Because as it stands now, it's not as if that we see all the progression that there is to her character, and it's not as if it's complete either. But she grew a lot basically in the first episode, but we aren't privy to all the lessons that she learned. Like she's figuring this stuff out herself as she journeys. Well, which I find interesting.
It is. It is. I think, and maybe I'm just reaching now when I see stuff like this, but do you think Frieren maybe loved Himdall or Himmel?
Yes.
I think so too. Like
For
just
sure.
the way that everything is going, the way that he talked to her, and how she interacted, and how she kind of like would break character and have those little smiles, crack a smile every once in a while. I feel like she loved him.
I definitely think it was on his end, but on her end, I thought that it also existed as well because, I mean, I think like the greatest indication of that was the latest episode, Phantoms of the Dead, where
Mm.
in this
Mhm.
episode, they're encountering this, let's just say, demon or whatever that gives you an illusion of your loved ones.
It's pretty messed
And
up.
yeah, pretty messed up, but game is game, as they say. Got to do what you got to do to survive. You got to eat like everybody else, pay rent. But I think she said she encountered this before, and before the person she encountered was her old master, Flame. But this time she encounters Himmel, and that's actually a little surprise to her. And she can't really explain that herself. The only thing she could say as to why she's seeing him instead of her old master is because she changed. She realized something in herself. And again, nothing really explicitly said, but there are some indications that her feelings for him may have been romantic. That's the one person she always is that's always in her flashbacks, whatever it
Yeah.
may be. So
Yeah.
I think
It
there's a reason for that.
It definitely explains why she goes above and beyond for certain things, like his favorite flower, wanting to plant it.
Mm-hmm.
That's those feelings for him, and other things that she did. So yeah, and Light Ruler says she never got the hints. Is she mentally disabled?
I think she's emotionally stunted. I think that's the big conflict with the show is that she isn't aware of her own emotions um as they happen. She kind of looks at everything in a pragmatic way. Oh, this shouldn't really mean anything to me because it's only, again, what she said,
like
like
me for
what,
real.
1/100th of her life.
Yeah.
It doesn't really mean much to me, but these moments really impacted her, and she's starting to see how they impacted her, with her finding more about her friend, finding out more about her friends, either through other characters, what they've done with the villages and stuff like that. Because pretty much everything that we've seen thus far in terms of her journey is her experiencing things that they told her that she may like that she didn't experience herself at the time because she's her. With her like looking at the sunset, they were like, you would enjoy this, Frieren. And she's like, piece of shit. No, I wouldn't. It's a sunset. Who gives a fuck? And then she actually sees it and she's like, wait, kind of cool. And I think we're going to see more of that. And I think you're right, EA. I think she will eventually uncover that she actually had romantic feelings for Himmel.
The sucky thing is, when she finally does, he's gonna already be dead by like 50 years.
Yeah. Oh well.
But she'll learn to appreciate Fern.
I mean, where do you stand on the side of it's better to have loved than to have never loved at all?
Better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
Yeah.
That's a very, very interesting topic, but I definitely feel better to have loved and lost because it's one of those things where you experience that love, and then if you go through and lose it, the reason why you're sad to begin with is because you loved someone that meant so much to you. And then if you never felt that before, you wouldn't know what that love is like. Pretty deep, I know.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
yeah, the Grandpa Storm also brings up a good point that she's too busy sleeping.
Well, that too. She's like, can I'll miss that. It's too early for me.
For someone that lives so long, she's not a morning person.
Nope.
That is true, yeah. You think it'd be the opposite almost.
Yeah, you would think, but I don't know. Well, I guess if you live forever or a long, long, long time, you could wake up whenever you want. Fuck you. You could probably sleep for days on end and not even wake up. You just be like, well, that was a good sleep. You slept for like 2 days. Really? Fuck. I had a good sleep then.
So yeah, is that it for Frieren?
Well, I guess the question I want to ask is, how do you guys think things will go with Fern, as far as her relationship with Frieren? Like,
I mean, it's pretty, I don't know. Like, there's moments where she seems not distant, but like I feel like Frieren, because she lives forever, she doesn't understand the concept of time. But when it comes to Fern, she's younger, maybe a little more impatient. So, especially that episode where they were looking for the flowers for 6 months, she's just like, bitch, can we get along? We've been looking for this flower for 6 months, and my feet are falling off. Yeah, I mean, there's this stuff like that, but then you have moments where Frieren actually gives her a gift. Just so happened to be her birthday. Coincidental. But you have moments like that where she really cherishes the friendship. But I feel this is the time where it could go either or. She either is going to really hate her or she's going to consider her a good friend. Because when they're young like that, they're very impressionable and moldable. And I feel it could go either or. I don't see her hating her. I think maybe she might be indifferent and not think the way that she does. Personally.
I believe that, given that what we've seen of Fern so far, I think she's going to be what's the word I want to describe? Or I want to say for her, she's going to be like proof that Frieren has changed. She's going to be, because she's the one that
She is the pudding.
What?
And the proof
pudding?
is within her.
Oh, the
Oh,
proof's in the
okay.
pudding.
All right, there we go.
I did, yeah.
Was tying that together, but all right, got it. Because she became, or she was under her after she had already changed. because by the time everybody's in their old age, we've already seen a change of Frieren. So whether she realizes it or not. So, because I think that whole thing of what's his name? Give me a second. What's his name? What's the name? What's the name of oh my god. Where's his name at?
What are you talking about? The
Elfman.
priest?
Okay, Aizen, the dwarf.
Eisen.
Yeah.
Is it Eisen or Aizen? Somewhere in there.
I think it's Aizen.
Okay.
Lord
Because
Aizen.
he asked Fern, is she a good master? And Fern is talking about some of her bad qualities and whatnot, but ultimately she says, yeah, she's a good master. And I think if she took on an apprentice in those days where she was more apathetic, nobody would really say that about her because she didn't really care about anybody else. So I think it's just proof. Fern is going to be living proof that she changed as a person. I don't know how this other guy Stark is going to come into the equation if he joins, but
He's just going to be comic relief. Well,
yeah, maybe so. Somebody called him Red Zenitsu. I disagree with that because he's not as annoying as Zenitsu thus far.
I mean, unless he starts getting snot bubbles and going, I don't want to go, then he's nowhere near a Red Zenitsu.
Yeah. I understand what they were going for by saying that, though, but yeah. Because he's definitely stronger than he lets on. He just, I don't think, taps into that potential.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I think that's really all I had to say about the show. Don't hate it again. I think this show is interesting. It has to hit on the character, the emotional impact of the characters more so for me to be more invested in it. So if I start to care more about Frieren or Fern or any other of these characters, I probably will change my entire outlook. Because really, the enjoyment of this show thus far is hinging on how much you care about those characters. And if you don't, you're going to kind of suffer like me.
Well, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the main event. It's time to get shot in the ass. Let's talk about Spy Family Season 2, Episode 1.
The Return of the King.
Bro, I was howling this entire episode.
Nah, it was... When did the first season come out? Was it last season?
Something like that, yeah. Wasn't too long ago.
I think it was sometime last
years ago at the most.
It's like a friend you haven't talked to in such a long time, and then when you see him again, it's like he never left.
Yeah.
This is what Spy Family Season 2 is like. It's so great. I enjoy the characters. I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was hilarious with the
bro.
Because of course she would get shot in the ass. and Lloyd's trying to basically make her feel better, and she doesn't want to tell him because they're keeping secrets from each other. So she's just like, no, I don't want to do that.
I'm good. I'm great. I'm doing good, Lloyd.
I'm surprised Lloyd didn't at all say, are you okay? Why are you not sitting down? I understand he doesn't understand women, and he said that at the very end. And I think, but it's like, maybe ask that. It's like, are you okay? You seem like you don't want to sit down for some reason.
You'll just be like, I'm fine. I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's like anything that pertains to Yor, he ignores everything.
He's a fantastic spy, and he's a genius when it comes to the espionage scene. But when it comes to Yor and I guess women in general, he just doesn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, leave it to Yor to get shot in the ass. I mean, that's just the faces she was making in this episode were amazing. They were the most ugliest faces I have ever seen, yet also at the same time while being hilarious. Like, it was just so great. The faces really made this episode, and how subtle they were at times, and just how it was consistent the entire time. She always had like this foul look on her face. And it was so great. She drank the blowfish cocktail, and it just, all the pain went away.
Of course, Yor could drink literal poison and think it's delicious. She's built up a tolerance because she's, I don't know, done all these poison stuff and whatnot, and drank it. And then she was fine after that. That was essentially, I don't know, like taking a pill of aspirin or something when you got a headache for her.
Yeah, she took an ibuprofen for a gunshot wound.
Oh my gosh, Sasuke, this scene's perfect right here. How she's like, let's get rid of Anya too. That's what a little kid would think. That's what's the funny part. It's like, oh no, they're gonna get a divorce, so they're good. Let's get rid of Anya. Oh, but God. Anya, she certainly had a huge part in this episode. She literally saved. I think Decrepit Storm said it best. Anya saved their marriage. She kept it together.
Yeah, it was pretty great. At the very end, she has like the toy gun and stuff and walks off really cool.
Yeah. A 5-year-old just destroyed an adult. I mean, we were talking about Yahiko being 10 and destroying 5 men. Anya is 5 and still doesn't know words. And she defeated a grown adult.
I like how they just made her super cool too, giving him advice like, "Yeah, just go back to your girlfriend." And then she mispronounced her name. I think her name was like Catherine, and she call her like, what the hell did she call her? Like Catherine?
Kathleen.
Yeah.
Go back to Kathleen.
And then he's just like, "Oh my God, they have." They have assassins like this too?
She's so little. I can't believe even knew about Catherine. Oh my God. But yeah, this was. I love Spy Family. Like, I think after I watched this episode and it ended, I said to myself, yeah, I remember why I love Spy Family, and I think I'll go on to continue loving Spy Family. And if it is. Are any of y'all going to see the movie when it comes out in December?
Hell yeah. I'm
Me
dragging
too.
my parents to the theater. I'm going to be like, no, you sit down. You watch this. This is cinema at its finest.
And then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
For sure.
I need to ask a question, though.
Yo.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but what's it going to be like when they finally have sex and they see the scar from the gunshot? Are they going to ask about that?
The best thing is about the show, they don't have sex.
I was going to say, I don't think they're going to be like that. Not yet, anyway. I mean, the only reason Yor wanted to go on a date to begin with was so that she could tell her lady friends at her job what a date was like. Because she's 27 and never been on a date. I find that hard to believe, as I feel like a lot of things are hard to believe with her. But, yeah, she did that. Lloyd, I don't know. I don't see them doing it unless they really have that moment where they're just like, you're looking kind of, as they're drinking, alcohol and everything, you're looking kind of sexy there. But then you know how Yor is whenever she gets any kind of advancements.
Yeah. She kick him into the moon.
Right, kicks him into the moon, punches, does whatever. Maybe thinks of her brother.
Oh my God.
That's the one thing I would say that out of this whole series, I hate him the most, and I know he's gonna come up again. And I'm gonna hate it when he does.
We need a Yuri, Ui Ui, Mei Mei. We need to chuck them into a volcano. Get rid of them.
Yeah, but the fun
Incest
thing
bag.
is they could love each other right before they hit the lava.
They could, yeah.
It's like, oh wait, no, they wouldn't. They're like, you're not my brother. You're not my sister. And they'll both just fold each other's arms going, and then they'll just disintegrate.
Well, I've always said, like with this show, with Spy Family, because you have two characters that are obsessive with the other, I think they may do something with Yuri and Frost. If you guys remember Frost,
Fiona, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Frost is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I feel like they may do something with those characters just because I can't.
Okay.
I obviously don't see Fiona getting with Twilight, and I won't even speak that into his instance. But I don't see that thing happening either. So I think a more comparable solution would be to have those characters get together, even though they are on different sides of
West Side Story. Romeo and Juliet. It's going to be a tragic love between Yuri and Fiona.
I mean, if anything, they'll just get together because the two people they love don't love them back. They'll be drinking at the bar. You try to get with your sister? Yeah. You try to get with your master, not master, who is she?
Your senpai? I don't know.
Senpai, that's right. It's like, nope. You want to hook up? Yeah, let's do it. That will be
A great basis for a relationship. Want to hook up?
I mean,
yeah, I guess.
I mean, I think what could be the thing with them is that some of the things that she admires about Twilight is just how perfect he is in every instance. Not saying that Yuri is also in that same light, but he's also very competent with a lot of the physical things that he's able to do. Like if he's able to endure yours cooking, he's an exceptional man.
Yeah. I mean, he'd probably drink blowfish blood like it was a freaking cocktail, like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, she drank it and started automatically feeling better, but with him, he'd be like, give me another.
Decrepit Storm said, don't forget the other obsessive one, Becky.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
The fact
God.
that she's 5 and. Oh.
She has to phase out of that one.
Yeah, please grow out of that one and get someone your age, please. Sasuke, when it comes to Light Ruler's question, will you be dressed as Yor when you go to the movie?
Yeah.
You will?
Oh, wow.
Are you serious? No, he's joking. Well, I guess we won't know until it happens, and when that when that does happen, I want pictures.
Wait,
I want
We shall
pictures.
see.
are you
All
going to be
right.
wearing socks?
Does Yor wear socks? I don't think she does.
Does she wear leggings?
Let's see. Your family.
You'll be wearing socks with like 3 holes in them?
But she wears stockings.
She does wear stockings. Okay, there you go.
There you go.
I guess we won't know, but if you are just tuning in right now, please subscribe to this channel
Yes.
to find out if Satsuki cosplays as Yor when the movie comes out this December.
Well, any other thoughts on Spy Family Season 2, Episode 1?
I think that was. I mean, it was pretty simple. I feel like we covered a lot
Yeah.
in that short amount of time, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. I like seeing Borf again. I like
Morph.
he played guard the house. He's such a cutie. Yeah,
Kill
I'm
it.
just curious. I'm just curious to see what happens what happens next. I think I said it last time this show came out. I look forward to this anime every time it comes. So looking
Heyo.
forward to more.
All right then. It is time for the final segment of the show. What people are really here for. Viewer questions. That was very anticlimactic. Hey, once we get 1 billion followers after we acquire Trash Taste Podcast in a corporate buyout,
Buyout.
we're gonna use all of that money to get us writers. Well, to get me writers. EA and Satsuki are fine.
This is going to be seeing the next coming, I don't know, stand-up routine that he's got. Hey guys, you know what's great? Airline food.
That's about all I got.
Thank you.
All right, first question. You can only bring one back. Which one is it? Blockbuster, Radio Shack, Sears, or Toys R Us? I know what I'm not bringing back, and that's Sears.
That's a pretty good question. To be honest, as much as I loved Toys R Us back in the day, I would love to bring back Blockbuster. I miss going on Friday nights, just walking down the aisles, picking up the movies, going, I maybe will one day watch that, and then putting it back. But, just little things like that. Then you get your snacks, your candy. Blockbuster just had its own unique smell. And you walk into that's a Blockbuster. And
it's all that plastic.
if you could like put it into a candle, I would buy one. If someone could make that scent. But Blockbuster for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to go with Blockbuster as well. I went into Radio Shack a couple of times, maybe twice. Haven't really did it. Toys R Us was appealing to me as a kid. I only went like once or twice, and it was because of a Pokemon event. Yeah, if there are any Pokemon players in the chat, we used to have to actually go to places for Nintendo events when it came to Pokemon. Like you had to actually physically be there to get mystery gifts and stuff. So that used to be fun, but I never went to Toys R Us for anything other than that. So, but Blockbuster, I just remember those days, like Friday nights or Saturday nights. Parents taking me there. And for my Blockbuster, there was I think a Pizza Hut right next to it. So we used to, go to Blockbuster, get our stuff, get a pizza, go home, have pizza, maybe ice cream, have the movie, and I used to feel like a king.
Oh man,
God, those were the days. I swear to God,
I miss them. I miss them so. Things used to be so normal back then. Yeah, I remember we had a very small Blockbuster, and it was the exact same scenario. Pizza afterwards, or really it was my mother would go in to order the pizza, while my sister and me would go and we would look for movies, Blockbuster, or games in some instances. We also had like a local rental thing, like right next to my house, that was like attached to a gas station, and we'd also rent games there too. I remember like rented tons of stuff there, like GTA, San Andreas, Final Fantasy VII. We rented a lot of stuff from there. And if I could right now with my Dragon Balls, wish for one thing, it would be for Blockbuster to come back. Because God
not
damn
world peace, not Blockbuster. I mean, it's a good wish. It's a good wish.
I mean, it's a sense of normalcy for us old people to see a Blockbuster.
Yeah.
For any of like the younger viewers or whatnot, I know it may sound crazy for you listening that we would want to like get physical copies of stuff that we can that's like accessible at hand. But I don't know. It was like a sense of just being there and being able to browse through things physically.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That that's kind of lost now. I don't think we'll ever get those times now.
That's gone.
It was
forever.
already phased out with Redbox.
Redbox, Amazon,
yeah,
Netflix.
And now it's to the point to where like going out to buy anything physical in terms of DVDs and renting them is just foreign concept almost. So, but in those days at least, something special about that. I don't really think it can really be replicated. So,
yeah, it was so sad when I found out that all locations were closing. I got some pretty good deals. Remember, I don't know if any of you got in on those deals when that happened, but when they were closing, they were at like 50, 60, 70% off. You could just go in and get DVDs for like $2. I got, at the time, Modern Warfare 2 for like $20, and it was brand new at the time. So that was and that's a great game. I love that game. So that's good Call of Duty.
Yeah, but Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
So what's a movie that you most vividly remember renting from Blockbuster?
Oh, Space Jam. I remember going there, and my mom would always say, "You watch this so much, why don't you just buy it? Or why don't we just buy it?" And I don't know. I always just loved watching Space Jam. Space Jam is one of my big childhood movies. When I grew up and watched it, mixed Looney Tunes and basketball. For those that don't know, Michael Jordan, one of the greatest. The fact that the movie exists is amazing in itself because it was made in '96 and it was Michael Jordan in his prime back in the day. So, great film. I always remember watching that. And the other one was just being able to rent a Super Nintendo. That was back when you could do that. My mom would always, every summer, get a Super Nintendo, and we would just get any type of games and just play it for 2 weeks and then put it back. She didn't want me to play the whole summer, but I enjoyed those times. But yeah, what about you when it comes to movies at Blockbuster?
3 come to mind. The first one is a movie called Spriggan. It's an anime movie.
Spriggan?
Recently, Netflix did like a reboot of it. Which I was very surprised they did that. Another one is Terminator 2. And really the first Terminator. And then as well, whenever there was a new Dragon Ball Z release, I would get whatever volume it was. That was for a short time. Eventually, I would just end up buying them because you bought all the DVDs and VHS tapes. It would create like an image when you put them all together.
Yep. I had those.
So I would regrettably pass on the Dragon Ball Z volumes of like DVDs and stuff and buy those. But for a short while I did that. But mostly it was just, besides those movies, it was a lot of video game rentals, a lot of random obscure action movies that I probably shouldn't be watching. I remember one of them was like this Japanese ripoff of Terminator that was just extremely violent. RoboCop was another one.
Get into the Gundam.
Do it now.
Put that cookie down.
Oh yes,
down.
That's Jingle All the Way.
Oh my god,
it's not the Tuma. But yeah, that's sort of. I mean, in a perfect scenario, I would. GameStop just doesn't cut it. Trade those two. Let's kill GameStop. Resurrect Blockbuster, or better yet, let's kill Walmart. Resurrect Blockbuster.
Not old Walmart. Maybe current Walmart, but not old Walmart.
Old Walmart, where you could get a freaking slushie, and then they have those commercials. Always low prices. Always Walmart.
You could buy fish there too.
Yeah, they took that away. Yeah, there was like an aquarium where you could just buy.
Oh yeah.
Remember the sucker fish or whatever that would attach themselves to the side.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walmart used to be a little better.
Yeah, they were good back in the day. I remember that.
Now
And
it's like
the
walking into a
greeters-
prison.
The greeters, when you were a kid, would actually give you those smiley stickers and put them on you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all remember that, but I remember it's like, "How you doing? Welcome to Walmart." Just give you a little, smiley sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The yellow sticker. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They also employed old people to do that, and that was a big. That was before it was just like, yeah, let's hire a fucking old person to stand there and do nothing.
I don't even think they have greeters anymore. I have never been greeted when I went to Walmart. Not for a
you're
long
right,
time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's corporate. It's corporate now. It's fucked. Walmart's stupid.
Oh God. Well, to finish this whole thing off, the movie I most vividly remember renting, Blockbuster, was I think it was 2005, 2006. It's the movie Hoodwinked.
Oh, yeah, the CG movie. It was like a parody. Well, not a parody, but it was kind of like inspired from Shrek, and they try to do their own.
Yeah, like with the fairy tale, Red Riding Hood, Big Bad Wolf.
Big Bad Wolf was freaking Joe from Family Guy.
Yeah, that's the voice. I remember his voice distinctly because I was like, who is this guy voicing them? And I was like, all right, that's where I know him from. But that's the movie I most remember renting, and I have no idea why. I did love that movie when I was a kid though, so that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
I think it had a little bit of mature comedy here and there, and that's probably why I liked it. I think I was in middle school age, around like 14 or under when I was watching that movie. But yeah, pretty fun movie. Pretty fun movie.
Next question, for God's sakes. Who's a more stingy person in y'all's opinion, Jiraiya or Saitama?
Stingy?
I only know Saitama. I don't know the other guy.
What makes Jiraiya stingy?
He was a perv.
I wouldn't really describe him as stingy. So I would say Saitama in this instance. I mean, like, the one thing about Jiraiya is that he, will teach you about the lessons that he's learned over the course of his life. He's done it many times over. Not to say that Saitama hasn't tried to teach other people, but it's kind of very reluctantly. Like, oh, okay, Genos, you're annoying me too much. I'll tell you that you need to do some push-ups. So I in this instance, I would say Saitama is more stingy.
Next question. Which anime character would you pick to be your partner in a dodgeball game against the other two members of KOA? The anime character doesn't have anime powers, just regular old human abilities.
Well, I tell you what, I'm the most experienced dodgeball player here, so I'm catching everybody out. Just saying that right now. Who would I have as a partner, though?
I mean, I guess I would just have to choose like somebody strong.
Right. I feel like,
Because they say no anime power, so
This one's really easy, I think, for me.
how about somebody that's like just good athletically? So I would pick somebody from Kuroko basketball, and I would pick the blue-haired guy because he seems like really good. He'd be my dodgeball player guy. I don't remember his name. I just know he had blue hair, and he was essentially like Kobe or Michael.
I'll meet him.
Yeah.
I'm going...
Oh,
sorry, go
Go ahead.
Satsuki.
go ahead.
Well, I'm going with Marin Kitagawa. Now, the reason for this...
Wait, from Dress Up?
Yeah, my dress up darling. Let him explain himself because I'm about to put him in jail.
Okay.
What do you mean? Why are you looking at me like that? I'm not going to say anything weird. I'm just saying it would be Marin because remember that one time she threw the fries and the bird caught it?
That wasn't her.
Was that Gojo?
Yep.
Fuck. Shit. All
You
right.
ruined the whole thing.
I'm picking Gojo, but not the JJK one.
We're putting you in jail.
Well, why?
You got the
Where's
right to remain in silence.
What does that mean?
Read your Miranda rights. You got the right to remain
I don't even
silent.
like Marin that much.
Anything you say can and
I
will
don't
be
like
used
her
against you in the
that
court of law.
I'm innocent. You gotta
Where-
believe me.
Where's the sound effect where the jail door slams? Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen. I'm not. Listen. Next question. What's the
Wait,
best
wait.
mission?
Wait, Sasuke didn't pick it. You're trying to skip him and trying to get over the fact that you picked Marin.
Reason.
Listen, I thought.
I'll just say very quickly. I gotta pick a strong character. I might just go with like Ryder from Fate Zero, since that's kind of recent in my mind. I kind of don't want to pick a character that's super big because that's going to be to their disadvantage in the dodgeball. But somebody that's strong enough that if they were to throw the ball at you, there's no escaping it. I'll probably take my chances with Ryder.
Good one.
All right, now next question. Jailbird.
I changed my pick. It's gonna be Sean.
Boo, you stink! Boo, you stink!
All I gotta say is that he'd be a terrible dodgeball partner, by the way.
Next question. What's the best mission in Naruto? Infiltration, escort, assassination, or pet finding?
I don't know anything about Naruto, so that's more of a your guys' question.
I don't
The
either.
best mission. Infiltration, escort, assassination, pet finding seems like the most easiest job. Escort could be anything. You could still encounter a lot of danger. Pet finding shouldn't be that hard.
Next question. Who is the bigger coward, Zenitsu or King?
Now that's a good question.
King.
Yeah, because Zenitsu can at least, like, do stuff.
True. That's very true. Because King can't do anything. So, yeah, I would have to give it to King. The only thing he has is his intimidation factor. Even then, he's just bluffing the whole time. So,
Got a hell of a
King.
poker face.
Yeah.
Next question. Who wins this fatal four-way? Aizen, Garo, Goku Black, or Seba?
I
Black?
believe Goku. Yeah.
Goku Black, though. That's that one.
The fake one.
The
the
fake
racist
one.
one.
It's the, as Trunks said in the dub, guys, don't shoot. He's not black.
He's not black.
Oh my god.
Taken out of context, that's like one of those, say that again?
It is Goku though, so like instant transmit. You know, he practically, for what I know, Goku Black has everything that Goku has up until that point in the story. So like instant transmission, Kamehameha, spirit. You know, like it's too many things to really for these other characters to compete.
I feel like Garo would be pretty tough. Especially with the fact that every time, like when he reaches his limiter or breaks it, he gets pretty strong. The only one that stands up to him is, you know who.
Aizen, well, okay, here's the thing, because Aizen is also pretty tough. I don't think he has like the power necessarily, like power as in the like he could like, you know, do a beam struggle with Goku, but because anybody that's watched Bleach, they know what his Shikai is, which is basically total illusions. That in of itself could change the outlook of this entire 4-way battle. So I might actually go with Aizen in this instance because all he has to do is show his sword to every one of these guys, and that's it. Because
Yeah.
once he does that, he could have you on under complete hypnosis. I think that's his ability, complete hypnosis.
Uh,
I don't know. What does the chat think?
I want to say Saber would just stand there feeling sorry for herself.
She'd be like, "Oh, let's have a 1-on-1 chivalry."
Yeah, chivalry. Just come on, guys, let's do it. And then Aizen just says, "Fuck you, stab."
Yes, stab it back. What was that thing you said about chivalry?
I'm going with. I'll just play it safe and go with Goku Black.
Same. Next question. This question is for Satsuki and EA. In your opinion, who's the most hated woman in Song of Ice and Fire universe? Caitlyn Stark, Alicent Hightower, Sansa Stark, or Cersei
Lannister.
I've never seen House of Dragons, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, me either. I think Sansa is the most hated out of these 4. Here's the thing. So Caitlyn has her haters, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Cersei. I think Cersei would have more haters, like as in more people that hate her. But there's a balance as to the people that love her. I'm a lover of Cersei, personally. So I think there is more people to combat the hatred for her. Sansa, I think there's pure hatred on her end because she doesn't have that much redeeming or anything redeeming about her, at least when it comes to the TV show. I don't know how things are with the books, but pretty much from season 4 onwards, I don't think there's anybody that goes, "I love Sansa."
True.
Nobody.
True.
Like Sansa.
Yeah, she's totally upstaged by her younger sister Arya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to say Sansa. She has her the only I would say really good moment of hers was season 7 when she finally kills Littlefinger. But even then she doesn't do it. But I just love the delivery of, how do you answer to these allegations? Then she just slowly turns, Lord Baelish. It's like, oh, snap! You got dropped on. Oh yeah, he got his, and then he begged, "Please take me back to the castle." And they're like, "Nope, you're gonna face this." And then he got. Yeah,
and I think that's part of the reason people may hate her too, because most Game of Thrones fans agree that's one of the worst moments in the series because of because of how smart. Because remember, that whole situation was basically Littlefinger trying to manipulate those sisters into trying to kill each other. And given how smart he is, that was very stupid. So for a character as smart, a character of his caliber going out in a way, being outsmarted by...
He taught her too well. I mean, I think he taught her too well.
No, I can't. I can't. Like, given his caliber in the story, I don't think that was the way.
Well,
do you know the way?
I wish that he would have gotten a more deserved death instead of just sliced and then dead. Because it was essentially his fault all that shit even happened. So I wish that he would have got his arms cut off, his legs cut off, his dick cut off, everything cut off, everything. Yeah, but that's just me personally. Hey, can I have one of those?
Which one do you want? I have chocolate chip.
Ooh, the chocolate chip looks pretty good.
Double chocolate chip. I have macadamia, and I have M&M.
Oh, no. Ooh, M&M. I do like me some M&M. The cookie. I mean the wrapper too. But I'll take a piece of that.
All right. It's free. Yeah. Oh
no.
Caught it.
Yeah, I was saying, is it dirty?
It's for you.
Oh, thank you so much. Where are those from?
Insomniacs. I don't know if you guys have that in your neck of the woods, but
No.
Insomnia cookies.
Insomniac cookies. No, never heard of them. You guys have Crumble?
Yes, I was actually
Yeah.
thinking about getting that, but it was too far away from where I live, so I didn't get it.
Yeah. Crumble is really good. I love me some Crumble.
Well, next question. Out of these four, who's the best waifu? And of course, they're all men. Speedwagon, Zoro, Sebastian, or Virgil?
Sebastian's pretty
It's kinda
badass.
hard. Yeah,
Give me
this is-
Sebastian.
Sebastian's pretty cool. I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to go with Sebastian. He's a badass, and he's suave, and he's handsome, and he's all of the above. He's everything women and guys want. Sebastian.
Here's the thing. These are all good choices because Speedwagon's a bro. He's awesome. Zoro, he's just cool. Sebastian, just the butler.
He's
Virgil?
the Chad.
I mean, who doesn't like Virgil? Who doesn't like Devil May Cry? That's another thing. If you hate Devil May Cry, there's something wrong with you.
What?
So, I think I'm gonna go. See, I would go Sebastian, but I'm gonna for my Joe bros, my brojos. I'm gonna go with Speedwagon.
Sasuke, are you hiding from us?
No.
He's eating a cookie and he doesn't want us to see.
Last question. Which of these characters would you slap? Yamai, a lolly, or an ugly bastard? There's only one right
Well,
answer.
I mean, I don't know. I'm conflicted between two. Because my hate for lollies is unpalpable. But Yamai is Yamai.
Yeah.
And an ugly bastard, why would you slap an ugly bastard? Unless an ugly
He's just
bastard
ugly.
did
He's just
something.
vibing.
As long as he didn't do anything to me, I'm not slapping him. He's just gonna be there and be ugly and just be vibing. A lolly, they had it coming the second they were created. So
Okay, so here's the thing. So there are like certain connotation with these characters. Like we understand the connotations that comes with an ugly bastard and a lolly, but there's only one entity in this slew of options in which they have actually committed crimes and it's concrete and we can convict them for it, and that's Yamai. Yamai is a character that we already know of what she's done. A lolly is a concept in which there's potential to what they may do, but nothing set in stone. There are good lollies, just as there are bad lollies. Same instance with an ugly bastard. We know what they're capable of, but they didn't do anything per se in this instance. So I think with that in mind, I'm slapping the fuck out of Yamai.
Dude, I'm molly whopping Yamai. I'm like breaking her neck from the whiplash of the force of the first hit. She's going to be folded up like a lawn chair by the time even the second hit lands. The third hit? Disintegration. We're going to disintegrate her on the third impact. Why are we clapping?
Going to jail. You're going to jail.
Wait, why?
Going to jail. That's just.
I mean,
as you're saying that, you went too far. You went too far. See, going to jail.
I gotta say, Sasuke, thanks for bringing me back to common sense. You're right. Not all lollies are bad. Even though I think of lollies, I think Alien Lolly, Frederica. Like those names come to mind. But you're right. Yamai is the most deserving of the almighty pimp of slaps. So
just take what's left of what's left of her after she's disintegrated, put it in a bottle, and then give it to Light Roller.
Just give just give him her ashes.
No, the bloody pulp.
Oh,
The bottle of
juicy.
yeah.
It's like, here you go, light roller, Yamai in all her glory, and you just hear all those disgusting, gushing sounds. Just
Light in the check
Ew.
goes, what the fuck? Not your mind.
Proceeds to drink it.
Yamai will always be together.
Turns into Yamai, like Toji.
You're my.
Domain
shit.
expansion.
Yamai serial killer.
EA, I do have a final question for you.
Is this about what happened last week? Because I'm sorry.
I don't know what the hell you were going to say there. I don't know what the hell happened last week. I was just going to ask you where they can find you.
Oh, never mind. You can
Don't
find
worry,
me
you
over
already
at
called
my.
the police.
Hold on one second.
Chocolate? Chocolate? Chocolate!
I hit the wrong one.
I just put wood all over the door so they can't kick it down. You can find me over at Everything Animated. I have some live podcasts I did about a couple of weeks ago. It's from last season. It's the Rent a Girlfriend Season 3 podcast with me, Rising Sun, and Sea Tactics periodically. We did some pretty good ones. If they're in the back catalog right now, if you want to check them out, please go ahead and look at them. As for what I'm doing, not much of anything. I'm pretty much just a bump on the log. Maybe videos coming in the future, but we've all heard that before as I left to get milk and bread. I'm sorry. But yeah, so you can find me there. There's a Twitch out there. There's other links you can find. But yeah, find me there. Be square. I'm wearing underwear. Good day.
Satsuki.
Know who it is? Satsuki the Savage. You can find me on my main channel, Satsuki the Savage with a THE. As well as my other YouTube channel, Satsuki the Gamer, where I upload my VODs to my Twitch channel, edit them, and put it on there for your entertainment. And my Twitch, of course, which is same name, Satsuki the Savage. Where I stream every weekend, mostly right now Saturdays, as the NFL has kind of messed up my schedule. But Saturdays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is usually my time of streaming. So you can check me out on those channels. Yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. As for me, tomorrow, new Chainsaw Man chapter is coming out, so I'm going to be over on the Bento channel talking about that new chapter as soon as I possibly can. As well, for the main channel, for Sea Tactics, I am hopefully going to be putting out an AOT video this week, and maybe a Frieren video. We'll see. Other than that, though, it's just going to be another video on JJK, and I think we're going to take another easy week because, good lord, doing 6 videos in 1 week has burnt me out a little bit. So I'm not trying to work too much, trying to take it easy a little bit. Not do 6 videos in 7 technically, actually 8 videos in a week. So we're not trying to do that this week. Maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, thanks everybody for coming out. If you haven't already, join KOA Plus. Over there, we have a drunk podcast that has gotten up between Satsuki and EA, and they're talking about their drunken charades. As well, soon, if I don't ruin things, Madoka Magica. We were doing a podcast on the movie. I've already seen it. Already got everything queued up. All we got to do is execute. and that should be sometime this week. So definitely don't want to miss out on that.
We will execute you. Yes.
No, what'd I do?
Execution of style.
Listen. Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. See y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Done.
Later.